Now, when you think of computer games, you probably think of teenagers, but new research suggests this image is a bit out of date, that gamers are far more diverse than we maybe think.
Nearly 33 million people play computer games these days, and 33% of them are aged between 45 and 65.
Tim Clark is the editor of PlayStation magazine. He joins us now. Tim, I don't want to hazard a guess at your age.
But I expect it's not in there.
But you're talking about a different kind of age group, aren't
It's
you?
older than you might imagine. Yeah, it's... if you're looking at this new survey, what it really captures, I think, is that the explosion of gaming on mobile devices and also free-to-play gaming through the PC. And my mum's in her early 60s and she's completed Plants vs Zombies 4 times now. And that was when she told me that, I think I sort of first realised just how far gaming has spread in terms of its demographic now.
Is it a sort of different type of gaming? Because you imagine, you know, you see all the very sophisticated, sort of quite violent games. There are lots on offer, though, now, aren't there?
It is, yeah. I mean, I think when you're talking about that older age group, you're talking about things like Sudoku Online, Hearts. There's a lot of kind of social games played through Facebook, things like Farmville, Cityville, The Sims Social. Most of these are free to play. They're very easy to pick up. They're kind of snackish and moreish. It's different to the kind of traditional Call of Duties that you might associate with your PlayStation 3s and your Xboxes.
Do you think the industry kind of misjudges this one a bit? I mean, do you think everyone's guilty of assuming that you're going to target all the games at young people because they're the ones who are playing it?
No, I think the industry is really relishing it because they're now seeing this huge demographic opening up both of female gamers and older gamers. So it's great news for them. I think they're just kind of currently getting to grips with how they make games for these people and being kind of brutally cynical about it, how they kind of extract as much money as possible from them.
Yes, that's what I was wondering, because presumably what it's advertising, is that how they make a lot of their money as well? Or through advertising, that's how they get more gamers?
Well, a lot of these games have like a quite, I don't want to say cunning, but a clever financial model whereby they're free to play, so you can just jump on and get involved.
Yes.
But once you're kind of really into it, they'll offer microtransactions to buy small items within the games. They kind of get you on the hook and then get you paying for very small things, and that's much more how they're funded rather than advertising at the moment. Although it's clear that there's so many people involved now that the industry as a large is looking to bring in bigger brands to get involved with these games because the reach is, you know, potentially bigger than TV almost.
And are the individual games themselves, I mean, the most popular game at the moment is one of the war games, isn't it? The biggest seller, one of the...
Call of Duty is probably the most popular traditional game on PlayStation and
So
and
if you look
Xbox,
at Call of Duty, for example, the breakdown of who plays that, I mean, is it still disproportionate younger people, or, I mean, is it half and half? How does it break down? Have we worked that out yet?
I think those sorts of games, the demographic is still how you'd imagined. It's probably fairly male-driven, but it would be not your kind of teenagers as you once might have imagined. There's certainly all through your 20s into your 30s, there's a huge number of people who've grown up with games. If you think it started in the 70s, really, a whole generation's come up with games, and they're not leaving games, they're still playing now. Yeah. On and on into their...
I'm interested as well on what you're saying about the sort of older gamers, because you mentioned Sudoku, so it's games that you used to play in a different way, i.e. on a piece of paper or with cards, many of them.
Well, I'll go to the pub and play Scrabble on the iPad with my girlfriend, and Scrabble's not a new game, but it's quite, you know, a relaxing way to spend a Sunday.
Is it?
Annoyingly hipsterish for the other